Hey Bookworms, we are going to do our weekly whimsy, and for this cold week that most of us are experiencing, we are going to do some warm cups of tea, which I have got mine right here because I'm freezing. It is below zero here in Ohio, especially with the wind chill. I think my phone said earlier like 3 degrees, and then there's also wind, so it's bitter this year. So anyway, I am going to, let's see. First of all, we're doing acrylic is what I've got today. So choose your medium. I've got a white, a blue, like a deep blue, red, and then I'm going to do a gold. I've already pre-traced my cups. I'm going to pull that off and put it to the side so I can use it as I go along. And this time I'm going to tape off my edges. I haven't done that in a while. So I've got some painter's tape slash, this is washi, and I'm going to put a little bit of, I always stick it to my clothes a little bit so that it doesn't stick to the paper quite as bad. And then I press down the edge closest to the picture really well. I don't think I need to do this. Everything is, my house is so dry. I have this sweatshirt on and everything is sticking to it because of the dryness in the air. So no matter what I do, and I've got black on, so sorry if you see dog hair all over me. My dog doesn't even really shed that much. He's a doodle. He sheds. Most doodles shouldn't shed, but he does shed. Because he's the non-very curly ones. He looks more like the golden. So anyway, I don't think this tape is going to stick quite as, it doesn't feel as sticky as it normally does. Anyway, so I'm going to do this, and then I have my gold acrylic. I'm going to do like a wash over the whole thing first. Actually, before I do that, I noticed some of my transfer. I want to clean that up a little bit because once I get the paint on there, it's not going to be as easy. I'm just going to clean up some of this extra where I like touched it as I was tracing. Let's see, is there anything else I want to do? I'm going to touch these lines just a little bit so they're not quite as dark. And I'll probably go back at the end and do some inking, I think. I haven't quite decided yet. Okay, I'm gonna brush this off. I'm gonna use, sorry, my nose has started running all of a sudden. I'm using just a dry brush to brush off. That works so much better than trying to blow it off or brush it off with my hand. Okay. So now I'm going to do my gold overall. Let's see. I've got my big brush is sort of stiff. Let me see if I can get it to soften up with some water. I don't know what I have on it. There we go. Okay. So I've got my bigger 1-inch brush. I don't use this very often for the weekly whimsies, but when I do a all over color, I do like to use it. So I thought the gold would be pretty to make it look like sort of vintagey, and I'm going to shear it out really well. And these acrylic shimmers are already pretty sheer. And notice that my picture goes off the edge a little. I always like the way that looks when I finish at the end. Okay, now this part, it always likes to buckle on me. Let me grab I always have my heat gun plugged in near me. This is so convenient for my crafts. All right. Doesn't take very long. Cool. Okay. And the buckling, it doesn't buckle as bad if I don't let it dry like that. Okay, Awesome. So now I'm going to grab my round, which is my favorite, and get that wet, and then I'm going to do some of the white. Too wet. Hope you all are staying warm. I know a lot of the country is without power still. I was looking at like so I've started following some places in like the UK and stuff recently, and they over there are having like real bad flooding and wind at the same time we were having our storms. And then I don't know if any of you guys saw Russia. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Like the snow that Russia had, I think it was last week or the week before. Oh my gosh, it was insane. So insane. I'm gonna go right over these flowers. I think I'm gonna put them back in. I saw like kids jumping out of like apartment buildings. I guess it was kids, it might have been adults. Out of like 6, 7 stories up and sliding down snowbanks that were up against their building because of how much snow they got, and then with the drifting. It was insane. We think it's bad here. Can't imagine. Alright, see how cool that looks with the color in the back there? I love it. Looks very neat. Okay. I think I'm gonna do this through the whole thing. Now I don't know if I'm going to do the inking. I haven't quite decided at the end. We will see. I can hear my kids. I don't know if you guys can hear it on the video, but every time I come here and paint, it's like they forget that I'm recording. Like completely forget, even if I just told them. And they have chores and school and such that they're always usually supposed to be working on before I come in here. And just magically, they always forget what they're doing when I'm in here with my video recorder going. It's very convenient. These kids of mine. All right. Probably need more white because I think I want more color in there. Okay. So now, with the white that's left on my brush, I'm going to dip a tiny bit into my blue and mix some in there. I just want a really light blue. And then I'm going to do some of the detail work with that. Need a little water, it's getting dry. There we go. let's see, I think I'm gonna do the rim here in blue. Okay, I'm gonna rinse my brush, and then I'm gonna grab a little more white because I want to make almost like a pink color for the rest of this. All right, so I've got a pretty pink. Let me make sure you guys can see this. Okay, yes. All right. I couldn't remember if I pulled myself out of the camera screen. All right, so I'm gonna roll my brush in that. Okay, and then let's see. I think I'm gonna put a pink base to this dish here. And then a pink rim to this one. And then I think I want to just a touch of red in the middle of these flowers. There we go. I like that. I'm trying to decide how I want to finish the outline. Had a little pink there that I didn't mean to have. Okay. Awesome thing about acrylic is that it just cleans up so easy. Okay, so I'm going to take this off because I do need to finish possibly, yeah, outer parts of the teacups. I'm going to soften these a little bit like I did earlier. Okay. Oh, on this up here needs to be softened. Okay. All right. And then a little bit of white out here, I guess. Blend that line there a little bit. I don't know if I do want to do that actually. I don't think I do. Okay, I think I am gonna go ahead and just, I think I might pull out my colored pencils actually. I think I'm going to use mainly my dark brown. And let me grab my sharpener. Hopefully it's not so dry in here they break off on me. I think that was the issue that last time, was the dryness in the ear, because they made them so brittle. Okay, so instead of using ink, I'm going to do my pencil. Okay, so then the other thing I want to try, which I have not done before, is use my blender marker on top of the acrylic. So let's see how this goes, guys. See what happens. I like it. I think that works. Okay, so let's go ahead and finish the outline. I'll definitely give it a different look than the ink, so that'll be fun. You can see I'm not pressing really hard. I'm almost like sketching it in. Oh, I forgot. I need to do the blue. I knew there was something I needed to paint on this outside part. So there is like this little extra lip right here of this bowl on the original print, and I'm going to take it off. I don't like it. Feel free to keep yours, of course. Okay, and then get this on. And then I need, before I keep going, I need to get the blue down here to give that time to dry. I'm gonna put some of the lines back in here. Okay, and then the blue color, hopefully it's not too dry. There we go. All right, so hopefully while that is drying, we can get a little more. I'm gonna switch over to the thinner side. I like the shadow that it creates on it. It's very cute. All right. That's what's so fun about these weekly whimsies is like you can just try different mediums together, try different techniques. And you're not working on this big, huge piece of art. And if you really hate it, you can throw it away or do it again, or you still have your tracer. And then you should have a couple extra pieces of paper in your little booklet. So, yeah, it's a good way to just have fun with art without like committing to something that feels like a lot, or that feels like too much, or, you know. Put a little bit more right here. It definitely doesn't blend the way it does on plain paper, I don't feel like, with the like right on top of the acrylic, but I still do really like it. It's given a really pretty antiqued look, I feel like. My pen might be losing, I feel like it feels a little dry anyway. I don't know, it might just be the fact that I'm on acrylic paint too, so. All right, so right in here, I want to add a little more shadow. There we go. I like it. And then up in here, I want to add more shadow too. The bottom of the teacup, the ones that are sitting inside each other, I want a little more shadow on these. And then down here. Okay. So let me blend that up a little bit. Cute. I actually really like this. I like the color combo and everything. Alright, I do feel like I need so I'm pressing a little harder around here. I feel like I need a little more. And then I'm going to add some shadow underneath the bowl here. Okay, let's keep going. Right here too. There we go. No, my pen feels super dry. Yeah, might be drying out. I might need a new one. Let me switch to the other side and see if that feels better. Yeah, that doesn't feel as dry. You would think the ink would be coming from both sides, though. I don't know. Let me grab my other one and see if that feels different. Let's see. It might just be because it's on the paint. It doesn't feel much different. Or this, just that my house is that dry. That could be the problem too. That's cute though. I like that. My teacups. Okay, and then I'm gonna put a little glitter on it because we have the glitter, and I'm trying to use this because I think it's a fun little additive to our Weekly Whimsies. So I'm just gonna put a little glitter on each of the teacups. And make sure to not forget to get that in water because this stuff will ruin your brushes. Okay, let me pull it up so you guys can see it. You can see the sparkle. Yep. Isn't that cute? I like it. Very cozy. Okay, so there is the teacups. And then I've already got some of my other Weekly Whimsies prepped in the back here, so just so you guys know, that would be an easy way to, I sit down and sort of do my tracing all at once because the painting is my favorite part, so. All right, how wet is this? I think we're good actually. But anyway, I'm gonna wait. I don't wanna ruin my, that looks pretty next to each other. Oh, these are also cozy and pretty. Okay. Having fun with these, guys. I hope you're having fun. I love seeing what you're creating, and I will get our mini museum stuff posted here really soon as well. All right, I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.